You children, in the previous lecture, I discussed about grouping or combination of capacitors. In today's lecture, I will discuss about electric potential energy stored in a capacitor. So let us start with the topic. Suppose you have a capacitor, parallel plate capacitor with capacitance C. It is connected to a cell with potential difference V. Whenever you will connect a cell to a capacitor, capacitor will not get suddenly charged. Charging takes some times, although that is very negligible. Even then it takes times. So how the capacitor gets charged? Whenever we connect the capacitor with the cell, this is the positive terminal of the cell, this is the negative terminal of the cell. You see electrons from this conducting plate gets transferred to this plate. So here will be deficiency of electrons and here will be excess of electrons. So this becomes positively charged and this becomes negatively charged. Suppose Q be the charge at any instant of time on this plate and minus Q on this plate. Plus Q on this plate and minus Q on this plate. Okay? So when the charge plus Q is on this plate and minus Q is in this plate, then there will be a potential difference across these two. So potential difference at that time is, suppose V dash. V dash is equal to Q by C. And whenever it will be completely charged, then the potential difference across the two plates of the capacitor will become V. Suppose whenever the potential difference between the two plates is V dash, and at that moment a small amount of charge dQ is again here, means electrons equivalent to charge dQ gets transferred to this plate for a very small time interval. So amount of work done in getting it charged with plus dQ will be given by dW. dW is equal to V dash dQ, because you know W is equal to QV. So V dash dQ. Here V dash is Q by C at that moment. So this is Q by C dQ. This is the amount of work done in charging the capacitor through a small amount of charge dQ. Therefore, total work done in charging the capacitor through Q is W is equal to integration of dW. You know work is a scalar quantity. So there is no need to understand about the vector property. W is equal to integration of dW. It is equal to dW means 1 by C integration of Q dQ. You just try to observe that C is constant for a capacitor. So Q dQ, and you have to charge it from 0 to Q. It is equal to 1 by C. You know Q dQ is Q square by 2. It is Q square by 2, 0 to Q. This is equal to Q square by 2C. This work done is stored as electric potential energy in the dipole. This work done is stored as electric potential energy in the dipole. Potential energy in the capacitor. Therefore, U is equal to Q square by 2C. Q square by 2C. Now just check. Q can be changed into CV. Means you can write it. Q is equal to CV means C square V square by 2C. So you can also write U is equal to half CV square. Again, this C can be written as Q by V, or here C can be written as Q by V. So this will become U is equal to half Q is equal to CV. So C is equal to Q by V into V square, and this will give you U is equal to QV by 2 or half QV. So these are the expression for electric potential energy stored in a capacitor. Electric potential energy stored in a capacitor. Just have a look. Electric potential energy stored in a capacitor. Got it? Now let us analyze these formulas, that U is equal to Q square by 2C is equal to half CV square is equal to half QV. Half QV. For two capacitors in series. See, when two capacitors are connected in series, then both of them will have equal charge. Means charge on both the capacitors will be equal. That is, Q will be same. And when Q will be same, means U is equal to Q square by 2C. If Q is same, then U will be proportional to 1 by C. For Q is equal to same on both the capacitors. If they are connected in suppose parallel for two capacitors in parallel, you see, when two capacitors are in parallel, then V remains same. Means U is equal to half CV squared. If V remains same, then U is proportional to C. That is, it is possible for V is equal to same or constant across both the capacitors. From this formula you can write U1 by U2 is equal to C2 by C1. Means if you have two capacitors with capacities C1 and C2, the ratio of potential energy stored in them is given by U1 by U2. U1 by U2 is equal to C2 by C1. U1 by U2 is equal to C2 by C1. If two capacitors are connected in parallel, then the potential energy will be in the ratio U1 by U2 is equal to C1 by C2. What can you conclude from these two? That if the two capacitors are connected in series, then the capacitor with less capacitance will store more potential energy. And if the capacitors are connected in parallel, then the capacitor with more capacitance will store more potential energy. So these are the formula related to electric potential energy stored in a capacitor. In the next class, we will discuss some more topics related to electrostatics. Okay, thank you.